Blatter himself has defiantly thrown down the gauntlet, accusing the US and Britain of waging a hate campaign against him.
The Americans were candidates to host the World Cup in 2022. They lost it. The English were candidates to host the World Cup in 2018, and they lost it. It is just, with the English media and the Americans' current outlook, they are all targeting FIFA.
So is it just sour grapes? The pressure's certainly mounting. Heather Rabatz, one of the directors of Britain's Football Association, today resigned from FIFA's anti-discrimination task force, saying, quote, "It is unacceptable that so little has been done to reform the organisation." While Prince William, the head of the FA, this weekend called on major sponsors to do their part for reform, and other senior officials are calling for a World Cup boycott. Blatter's main challenger was Jordanian Prince Ali bin Al Hussein. Indeed, he prevented Blatter from winning outright in the first round of voting before he then withdrew. All along, Prince Ali has said that dignity needs to be restored to the beautiful game. He joined me exclusively from Oman a short while ago, and he told me that if he was Blatter, he would have stepped down immediately after last week's indictments were handed down. Prince Ali, welcome back to the programme.
Thank you so much, Christiane. It's a pleasure to be back with you.
Let me start out by asking you, how disappointed are you, how surprised are you that you didn't win and Sepp Blatter did?
You know, I stood for change, and I stood with many brave people, including Michael van Praag, Luis Figo, and others who really wanted that. It was never about me as to be a president. Disappointed or not, it was a democratic process. I think that they led a very savvy campaign, especially in the last few days. But at the end of the day, I think that I'm very proud to have been part of a movement for change and to open the door for that to happen.
Well, will it happen? You know, when we last talked, you said that this game needs to have its dignity restored, and FIFA does especially, and that there was a sort of acknowledgement within the high levels of FIFA that it is time for change. And yet, there has been no change.
Well, I think there will be. I think it's a process, and I'm there, and I'm committed to continue that process for the benefit of football. You know, football is for the world, and there is a big demand for change and progress.
Let me ask you, we'll get to these criminal investigations in a moment, but first and foremost, the fallout obviously continues. You've got a call potentially by UEFA to split off and try to do its own thing if that happens. You have Prince William of Great Britain saying that it is time for the game to reform and for sponsors to do their share, and you even have calls from Britain to perhaps even boycott the next World Cup. What do you think of all those?
Well, obviously, I think that everybody is very, very concerned about FIFA and the way that it's going. Obviously, I'm the first person who went out and tried to make a change with that. I will continue to do so. For sure, there are many problems, but I think that we need to salvage what has happened, and we need to take it in a positive direction. Unity in this organization is very important, but we need to unify in a good way, in a progressive way, and I'm committed to doing that.
How do you see that? Because let's face it, this is an organization now that has twin criminal probes and investigations into it. Senior people have been arrested. Senior charges, very serious charges, have been leveled. The US Attorney General has even called it something like a criminal enterprise, allegations thereof, and akin to, you know, mafia investigations. This is really serious now. How does FIFA get out of it? And this is a double-headed question. Does Sepp Blatter serve out his next full term?
Well, look, I cannot answer that question. I think Sepp Blatter has to answer that. He was re-elected, but he's responsible, and I hope that at some stage he actually does take responsibility for actions, because he is the president of a governing body of the most popular sport in the world. You know, the main critical problem is that there is such a loss of confidence in this organization, and it's a real pity that it's being dragged down in this way.
There are those who say that he cannot survive if the money starts to seep away in a big way. You've already heard of some sponsors saying they might reconsider their position, and some have said it's no longer about the reputation of some of these sponsors associated with this organization now, but actually they also could be implicated in the investigations that are going on. So, do you think that sponsors, as Prince William has said, need to reconsider their sponsorship of FIFA under the current circumstances, Coca-Cola and all the others?
Unfortunately, even our national associations, they have all suffered under this situation of present leadership, because FIFA acts in a way sort of like a company rather than a service organization, which it is. It's supposed to be a non-profit. And also they sort of drip feed aid to countries, but without helping them and giving them the dignity and helping them progress in the world of football. And I think that eventually the only way forward is to have a real change as a collective.